Nothing is more disturbing to a police chief, to a police department, and to a community than experiencing a crime that was committed for no other reason than hatred. A crime of hatred is not only a crime against an individual, but it is a crime against the community. Early in this investigation, it was clear that hateful and biased language was used to damage property at multiple locations. It was equally clear that at least one of our 13 victims was targeted specifically because of their sexual orientation. Our commitment from the initial stages of this investigation was to provide equal protection to all of our 13 victims, to garner the resources necessary to fully investigate every possible lead, and to fully engage our community through open dialogue as the investigation matured. Our detectives worked tirelessly to interview victims, witnesses, and collect evidence. Through their efforts, video surveillance capturing suspects in the commission of vandalism was obtained. This evidence allowed detectives to identify 5 suspects, obtain arrest warrants for those individuals involved in the crime. These 5 suspects range in age from 16 to 18 years of age and are a mix of male and female suspects. All suspects, once in custody, will be charged with graffiti, $1,500 to $20,000, which is a state jail felony in Texas. Based upon the evidence that was collected at the scene, Arlington will report this as a hate crime in Arlington's Uniform Crime Report to the FBI. Additionally, this case will be presented to the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office for consideration to prosecute this offense as a hate crime. We have been in preliminary discussions with the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office. They share our concern and are committed to a full review of the facts in accordance with state law. A cornerstone of Arlington's crime-fighting strategy is community engagement. I cannot overemphasize how important the support from our community and the dialogue that occurred between officers and residents in restoring order to this neighborhood so quickly. We also recognize that our community is part of a larger community who also shared our concern as to the nature of this crime. Thomas Annabelle, president of Fairness Fort Worth, and others within his organization were crucial partners in our communication strategy to both inform and engage members of our broader community in and around Arlington. We appreciate our partnership with Fairness Fort Worth and their commitment not only to our neighborhoods, to our residents, but also to our police department. Before I turn it over to Thomas, I wanted to make one final point. We are committed in Arlington to prevent all crime, especially crime that was committed for no other reason than possibly towards hatred. This type of behavior will not be tolerated. It will be fully investigated and to the fullest extent of the law, prosecuted.
As president of Fairness Fort Worth, I want to commend Chief Johnson, the officers who made the initial investigation and report, the investigators and detectives of the Arlington Police Department for their prompt, professional, and thorough investigation. I especially want to express my personal appreciation and respect for Chief Johnson and his effort to reach out to Fairness Fort Worth. Having LGBT community leaders as a part of the process helps to manage not just expectations, but adds transparency and builds mutual trust. Last November 8, 2011, the United States Department of Justice co-sponsored with UT Arlington the North Texas Law Enforcement Symposium on the Matthew Shepard and James R. Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act. Over 175 law enforcement attended that conference, which was initiated at the request of Fairness Fort Worth with the Justice Department. The Arlington Police Department had 6 officers attend that 8-hour training. With the textbook manner in which all officers involved in this incident performed, obviously the Arlington Police Department was highly successful in implementing this training. From nearly the beginning, a board member of Fairness Fort Worth has been in direct contact with the victims of the anti-gay slurs. They have expressed to us their complete satisfaction with the Arlington Police Department from the initial contact up to and including today's press conference. When the process works as it has in this instance, law enforcement should receive the credit they have earned. We have reached out to the Human Rights Campaign in Washington, D.C. to have them promote national coverage of how things can go right. The citizens of Arlington should take great pride in their police department and the quality of their city. We look forward to our continued dialogue with the police department, the mayor, and city council to expand legal protections for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender citizens of the city of Arlington. As a member of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, it's nothing new for us. What is new is having a dialogue with law enforcement and the FBI and the Federal Hate Crimes Act that's now in force on top of the Texas Hate Crimes Act, and to have education like last November here in Arlington, and to have police departments make it a priority and address these issues and understand that communicating with any minority community when there's a crime involving that community that's been targeted is critical to getting that trust that the investigation is going to be professional, serious, thorough, and fair. And I can't say enough about how well the Arlington Police Department handled this from the very first contact with the victims through the press conference today. It is absolutely textbook perfect, and hope it will be a model for other police departments. I urge them to contact Arlington PD if they want information and policies and procedures, because this department did a near perfect job.